Alright, let's take a look at what's going on here. And here she ends up taking off too close to the jump. So she needed to be set up closer or further away. 1, 2. I think this is probably the worst possible setup for her. 2. And yeah, and that sets her up poorly for the next jump. Which looks like, I can't tell. I wonder if it's a tail knock again because the clearance looks good here. Right, the space between the body and the bar looks good. I'd be surprised if this is a foot knot. I suspect a tail knock, but I can't see. The judge is in the way. This is all very good. And this is the dog's fault. I think the handling here is very good. You know, you're stopping. You may need to turn all the way against her where you're facing this way instead of this way to help her as much as possible. And that's good. It's tough to get the dogs turned out of straight tunnels. And then when we look at the weave entry here, the dog gets in the entry okay. So I think that's just a pole pop. And oh yikes. Okay, so on these types of 270s, we have to decel. 100% of the time have to decel. So even on a rear cross, we have to slow down and then yank ourselves this way as the handler in order to get the dog paralleling us. So you can see at the takeoff, you're going forward, 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 forward. So everything is you driving forward, but you're calling the dog against you. So of course the turn's going to be wide. You're very lucky the dog didn't go off course. And of course, if this jump had been oriented differently, your dog would have gone off course. So here what I like to do is make sure I'm not rear crossing in that situation. So that's number one. So I definitely want a blind in there. But to do that you need independent weave pulls, which you don't have yet. But basically you just need to run this way. As the dog approaches the takeoff zone, you have to be slowing down, and then you need to cut it over this way. You cannot run to the backside position. In order to create this right turn, that's what you have to do. Then once the dog is turned this way, then you can rush in here and set the backside. But they're not going to need it too often. A strong left arm is going to be fine, and you need to go this way because that's the way we want the dog to go. So basically, we wanted the dog to go this way, you drove this way, so you drove the dog along. All right? I think that's the last thing to comment on here. Everything else is beautiful, as you mentioned.